Hey guys, Lisa here, and this is week 5 of the 5-week series that I've got on 5 easy steps to improve your social media. And thank you guys for understanding. We missed last week. I was sick. I had no voice. You would have gotten absolutely no benefit from anything I said because you wouldn't have been able to hear me. So we want to talk about the 5th thing, but I want to recap the other 4 weeks that we talked about. The first week was stop selling. Nobody wants to be sold to. We don't like watching commercials on TV. We don't listen to the commercials on the radio. Why would you do that in your social media? Yes, you absolutely do have to promote yourself, but remember, there's a difference between a commercial and promoting yourself. So that's number 1. Number 2 is be vulnerable, be real, be authentic. There's so much noise out there in the world anymore, and there's a lot of people who do a lot of the same things. You want to distinguish yourself from other people. So if you're you and not trying to be somebody else, then people are going to connect with you better. And if you're trying to be somebody else, they're going to see right through it. So let them see who you are. Let them get to know you. Let them develop a reason for wanting to explore more about you, and then take it from there. Number three, be consistent. I see a lot of people who have a ton of social media platforms, and maybe they spend a lot of time on one of them, but they ignore the other ones. Or they have one social media platform and you see them and they jump on once a week and they do like 5, 6, 7 posts. It's like, rapid succession, and then they're gone. I call that a hit and run. So they come, they kind of blurt all this stuff out, and then you don't talk to them again for another week or so. If you're going to do that, it's really not worth you having a social media platform. I would prefer you're more consistent. You spread it out a little bit more. You show up when you say you're going to show up. And if you have the platforms, then you should be posting and engaging in the platforms. If you have if you're not going to be on the platforms, then just don't have it. You're doing yourself worse by having an empty platform. Number 4, we talked about this. Number 4 is change things up. Don't always do the same thing. Don't always post pictures. Don't always post videos. Don't always use captions in your videos. Don't always post blog posts, or in other words, mix it up. Much like, sometimes when you're driving home and you drive home the same way and you get kind of bored, or you're like on autopilot and you're like just not paying attention. You don't want people watching your social media platform to feel that same way. You don't want them to be bored. You don't want to be predictable, and you don't want them to stop paying attention. So mix it up so they don't know what to expect next. And then the 5th thing, which is today. And in my opinion, this is probably the most important concept of social media, is the conversation. I think people are always concerned about, what am I going to say? What am I going to share? What content will I create? Well, how can you participate? How can you contribute to someone else's conversation? It's, social media, social. It's 2 ways. Imagine if you were at a networking event and you met someone for the first time and all they did was talk about themselves. Maybe the first time you'd be like, okay, well, maybe they're nervous, and so they just talked about themselves, but I'll give them another break. And then the next time you met them, they just talked about themselves. And the third time, at some point, you're going to be avoiding these people like they're the worst thing ever. You don't want people to do that to you. So remember to engage in conversation, contribute to what they have to say. Think about this. When you post something on social media, you like when people like your stuff, right? You also like when people comment on your stuff, and you like when people share and comment on your stuff. So be thoughtful. Go in there. Don't just go like, and in the feed. I see that happening all the time. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes. Like less stuff, and then spend a few minutes being thoughtful about your comment or about your contribution to their conversation. You like it when other people do it for you. They like it when you do it for them. So conversation, that's the easiest way for people to get to know you. You can speak back to them here. This is one of the marketing platforms that you can do where you can have conversation. You can't do that with a billboard. You can't do that with an ad in a magazine or a newspaper, but you can do that here. So make sure to have conversation with them and learn about them and let them learn about you. And that's how you're going to create that relationship. So those are my 5 things that you can do to improve your social media right now. I would love to hear any of you guys who have been doing it or any questions that you have about this. I guarantee you, if you take on those five tips, you're going to see a difference in your social media. So, I don't know what we're going to talk about next, but we'll come up with something. In the meantime, go out there and be magical, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.